Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Jell-O again, an episode of The Jell-O Show with Jack Benny going back to January 12th, 1948, and it appears Jack is having a problem with his writers.
The Jell-O program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to bring you...
Hold it, Don. Jack isn't here.
I saw him just a few minutes ago. Where is he?
He just went in the other room to talk to his riders. Oh, boy, is Jack burned up.
Well, them two guys get away with murder. They never have a program writ till the last minute.
Well, I'm going in and see what's happening. Geez, always having trouble with his riders.
Now, look, fellas. If I told you once, I told you 5 times. You gotta have the program written before we go on the air. Every week we just barely make it. Now today, look what happens. No script at all.
Well, what are you worried about? Yeah, it's only Saturday.
It's not Saturday, it's Sunday. And there's no excuse for you guys not knowing it. I gave both of you calendars for Christmas. I knew this would happen someday.
But we were stuck this week. We didn't have no inspiration.
Oh, you didn't?
Mother said there'd be weeks like this.
Well, tell your mother that I'm paying you to work. You're working for me.
So that's another thing. We want more money.
Well, you certainly picked the right time to ask me. You're getting plenty now. Why do you want more money?
We want to get a room tonight.
Now, cut that out. Fine team of writers I've got. I've been looking for you all week. Where were you?
Palm Springs.
You're not supposed to be in Palm Springs. You're supposed to be here with me.
Come on, Jack, we're waiting for you.
Be there in a minute. Now, look, fellas.
Hey, who's the dame?
That's Mary Livingston. She's on the program. You've met her at least 400 times.
Oh, yeah. That's the girl we write for, Eddie. You're Eddie, I'm Bill.
And I'm Jack Benny. Glad to know you. Now, listen, fellas.
Jack, you better hurry up. Let those 2 dreamboats alone.
I told you, Mary, I'll be there in a minute.
Okay.
And stop whistling at her. Now, look. Look, fellas, we're on the air, so I'm going out and do the best I can. Meanwhile, you stay right here and prepare some kind of a play for us.
Okay. Say, how about a murder mystery?
A murder mystery?
You know, where a guy comes home and finds his wife in the arms of another man.
Door opens. Now I got you.
Why, Julius, what are you doing here?
You know what I'm doing here. I didn't go to Scranton at all.
Julius, put down that gun.
Oh, no. Bang, 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 bang. Write it up. Write it up. Write up anything. Look it, fellas. Write anything just so we can have a program. Now bring it in as soon as possible.
Okay, give me the pencil, Eddie. You got it, Bill. I gave it to you yesterday.
Oh, no, I gave it back to you.
Yeah, but after that, I...
Here, use my pencil. For heaven's sake, get started. Now go to work. Darn those guys. They go to Palm Springs, and I have no broadcast.
What's the matter, Jack? You having trouble with your writers again?
Yeah, Don, every week they're getting lazier. And now tonight, no material at all.
Well, why don't you fire him, Jack?
They can't. He dug up a photograph of Jack when he was in 3rd grade.
Well, what's wrong with that?
He was the only kid with a handlebar mustache.
Oh, it was just fuzz. You could hardly see it. Anyway, that picture has nothing to do with my writers. If this ever happens again, I will fire them.
What are you worrying about, Jackson? If you ever get stuck for material, I'll be glad to let you have my author.
Your author?
Yeah, the guy that writes all that funny stuff for me at the Wilshire Bowl.
Oh, fine. Phil, you're always bragging about your writer. I've been to the Bowl 1,000 times, and I've never seen him.
Who do you think parks your car?
Oh, so that's your gag man. Well, the next time he points at my Maxwell and says, "Didn't I see that in the Grapes of Wrath?" I'm going to run right over him. Say, Dennis.
Yes, please?
There's one guy doesn't have to worry about material. Script or no script, he comes through with his yes, please. Well, Dennis, as long as we're stuck here, how about having your song right away?
Why don't you and I ad-lib a little, to and fro?
To and fro, eh? All right, Dennis, I'll start it. Who was that lady I seen you walking down the street with?
Yeah, seen.
That's some ad-libbing. I think you better sing, Dennis. At least it'll be better than having... Come in.
Special delivery for Mary Livingston.
Right here, boy. Give him a tip, Jack.
Here you are, buddy. Say, you're rather old for a messenger boy, aren't you?
You're a little late for Betty Grable yourself, Bub.
And I had to give him a 50-cent tip.
You gave him a dime.
I gave him a quarter. I know what I gave him. Who's the letter from, Mary?
It's from my mother in Plainfield.
Well, it's the one time I'm glad to hear from the old lady. Yes, sir.
What you got to say, Mary?
Listen to this. My darling daughter, Mary, just a few lines to say hello and thank you for the small check you sent me for Christmas. It looked like a refund from the gas company.
Boy, is she mercenary.
By the way, Mary, we have a new address now. We had to move from the old house on Elm Street, as the landlord is not nuts about your sister anymore.
I thought your sister was all set to marry the landlord.
Yeah, she was a chump to put on that bathing suit.
Well, she should have thought of that.
We had quite a time moving the furniture. Your brother Hillard tied the piano to your grandfather to keep it from bouncing off the truck. But it bounced off anyway.
That was a brilliant idea.
You should have seen your grandfather. He looked just like a toothpaste ad with those white keys sticking out of his mouth.
More things happen with your family.
Your father likes the new house much better than the old one, as it has swinging doors.
Oh, my goodness, they moved into a saloon.
And, Mary, I must tell you about New Year's Eve. The whole family went to
Mary, we've had enough of that letter. How about a song, Dennis?
Okay.
The whole family went to the midnight show of Jack's new picture.
Mary, we've had enough of... Oh, hold it, Dennis. What was that, Mary?
The whole family went to the midnight show of Jack's new picture, Love Thy Neighbor.
Well...
We weren't in the theater 10 minutes when your Uncle Lou was thrown out for taking the title seriously.
He's just the type.
No more news, so we'll close with love to all from your mother, Sugarfoot Livingston.
Sugarfoot. I wish she had a program so I could write her a letter. Let's have your song, Dennis. I'm going out and see how my writers are coming along. If they're stalling...
And while Dennis sings, we'll take a break. January 12th, 1941, The Jack Benny Show on Classic Radio Theater.
You know, if you feel like you're stuck with a health care plan you don't like, right now is a great time to switch to MediShare. They'll waive your new member fee if you join by January 15th. So that's $170 in addition to all the other savings. The typical family saves $500 or more per month. And MediShare has double the customer satisfaction rate when compared to health insurance. Double. Again, join by January 15th and save even more. Call 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE.
And you're listening to Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station. You may notice some pops and crackles in this edition of the Jack Benny Show from January 12th, 1941. I don't think that those shows before Lucky Strike took over in the American Tobacco Company, those shows were preserved as well. But we do have the show, and you will hear this show redone. I'll talk about that in a few moments. January 12th, 1941, Dennis is finished singing. Let's get back to Jack and his writers.
Sure, fellas, I know it's a good title for a murder mystery, but where's the play?
Well, we got a lot of good ideas, but we can't write them down.
Why not? I gave you a pencil.
Yeah, but there ain't no lead in it, see?
Oh, there ain't no lead in it. Give me that pencil. Look, fellas. You turn this little knob here, and out comes the lead. It's an automatic pencil.
Oh, yeah. Look, Bill, you turn this knob and the lead comes out.
Say, that's good. Let me turn it.
No, I want to turn it.
Come on, just one.
I've turned it already. All you got to do is put the pencil on a piece of paper and push it a little. Now, please write that mystery play, will you, fellas?
Okay.
Boy, if I ever get my hands on that picture, I'll fire 'em so fast they won't know what hit 'em. Well, Don, it'll be a few more minutes yet.
Yeah, what do we do?
I don't know what to talk about.
Me neither.
Gee, there must be something we can mule over.
Mule? I bet $10 he means mull.
No, mule. Let's kick some dialogue around. Say, that turned out to be a Lulu.
Oh, that was brilliant.
There you are, Jackson. Why don't you hire me for a writer?
Because I hired you once for a band leader, got gypped, and I'm disillusioned. No, I guess we'll just have to stall around till my boys get that play written.
Gee, if this was television, you could take your teeth out and make like Popeye.
That's very funny.
Remember when you dropped him at the hockey game in New York and the Rangers made a goal with him?
Mary, that wasn't my teeth. That was my cigarette case.
Well, it sure snaps open.
All right, there's no use trying to keep this up. I'm going to see if my writers have got any... I'll take it. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny. This is Rochester.
Rochester, I can't talk to you now.
Well, it's very important, boss. It's about Mr. Billingsley, our boarder.
Billingsley? What about him?
Well, I've been telling you for months to get rid of him. He's getting crazier every day.
Oh, he's just a little odd, that's all.
Odd or even, call the wagon.
Oh, you just don't like him. What's he done now?
Well, you know that mechanical man he was building?
Mechanical man? Oh, you mean that robot?
Yeah, remember you said it would never be practical?
Uh-huh.
Well, that ain't your cousin Boo-Boo walking around the kitchen.
Oh, my goodness. What's the robot doing in the kitchen?
He's trying on the frying pan. I think he wants a new hat.
Now, Rochester, this is no time for joking. I don't want that big mechanical thing roaming around my house. Aren't there any buttons to control it?
Yeah, there's 3 of them. When you press the first one, he knocks you down.
Uh-huh.
And when you press the second one, he picks you up.
I see. What happened when you press the third button?
He goes, woo!
What?
And he slaps you down again.
Well, watch out. That thing is dangerous.
If he comes near me again, I'm going to take a sledgehammer and beat the batteries out of him.
Well, there must be some way to shut it off. Now, look, Rochester, I'll be home right after the broadcast. In the meantime, don't go near the kitchen.
I'm calling from San Diego.
Well, you get right back and I'll wait up for you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Gee, I never thought that mechanical man would work. Well, I guess I'll have to raise Mr. Billingsley's rent. He's got a roommate now. Now, play something, Phil. I'm going in and beat the gags out of my writer. Now, look, fellas, look at this page. The word is murderer, not moiterer.
Well, a gangster would say moiterer.
I'm not a gangster. I'm a police captain. Read your own script. Now, fellas, it's time for our play. So I'll take what you've got and bring the rest in as soon as you can. Give me those pages.
Please give me those pages.
All right, please give me those pages. Now, concentrate, will you, Bill and Ed? Gee whiz, kid. Fine thing. Drama on the installment plan.
Well, how's it look, Jack? Are we going to do a play tonight?
Yes, but we'll have to do it without a rehearsal. Here are your parts, kids. Now, let's see. I'm going to be Captain O'Benny of Police Headquarters, and Dennis, you'll be my assistant, Sergeant O'Day.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, welcome. Now, Mary, you're going to be the widow, Mrs. J. Malcolm Smith.
The widow?
Yes, your husband has been killed, leaving you $3 million, an estate on Long Island, and a yacht. And you're all broken up.
Why? Does the yacht leak?
No, you loved your husband.
Oh.
Now, let's see. Phil, you'll be the family physician, and Don, you're going to be the bugler.
Bugler?
Oh, they must mean butler. You're the butler, Don. Well, so much for casting. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the feature attraction this evening, the Benny, when we act, you better act like you enjoy it, players, will present an original mystery drama entitled The Murder of Malcolm Smith, or Although He Wasn't Drafted, He Was Drilled. Say, that's not a bad title. I think I'll get the boys a room tonight. Well, let's go, fellas. The opening scene is the office of Detective Captain O'Benny at police headquarters. Curtain. Music. Hey, Sergeant O'Day.
Yes, cop?
That's Cap. Did you answer the burglar alarm at the Acme Lumber Company?
Yes, sir.
Well, were there any suspicious characters around?
No, the furniture movers told me they hadn't seen anybody.
Furniture movers?
Yeah, 2 fellas with a safe.
Those were the burglars. What's the matter with you, anyway? I'll take it. Hello, police headquarters.
Hello, this is Mrs. J. Malcolm Smith talking.
Yes?
My husband, J. Malcolm Smith, wealthy stockbroker of New York, Palm Beach, and Miami, heir to the millions left by his father, has been killed.
That's shocking news, Mrs. Smith. Are you sure your husband is dead?
Definitely.
We'll be there in 5 minutes. Goodbye.
What's up, Chief?
Wait till I hang up. J. Malcolm Smith, the stockbroker, has been murdered.
What's the J for?
Jazzbo, he sold neckties on the side. Come on, let's get going. This is an important case, Sergeant O'Day, and we're going to find the murderer of J. Malcolm Smith, or
what?
Or nothing. We're all out of script. Hey, fellas, hurry up with the rest of this, will ya? Play something, Phil. Fine writers. They couldn't even finish the sentence. Hold it, Phil.
There's a few more pages, Jack.
Thanks. Now go back and get to work.
We got a union. We're going out to eat.
Not until you finish the script.
Okay, Blue Eyes.
Even my writers notice them. Now, let's see. Oh, yes. This is an important case, Sergeant O'Day, and we're going to find the murderer of J. Malcolm Smith, or my name ain't Captain O'Benny. Heck, I could have thought of that myself. Let's go. Come on, open the door. This is the police. Open up, or we'll break it down.
Yeah, down.
Come on, O'Day, let's crash it. There goes my cigarette case. Here it is.
Good evening, gentlemen. Did you ring?
I'm Captain O'Benny of Police Headquarters. We're here to investigate the murder of J. Malcolm Smith.
Yeah, Jay.
Quiet, you. Where's Mrs. Smith?
She's in the library. This way, sir.
Come along, O'Day. You stick with me and make notes.
How do you get the lead out of this pencil?
Look, you turn this little knob and out comes the lead. You're as bad as Sambo and Tambo. Here we are. Pardon me, are you Mrs. J. Malcolm Smith?
Yes, Captain.
Tell me what you know about the murder of your husband.
Well, we were sitting here in the library listening to the radio when all of a sudden I turned around and there was my husband on the floor with 5 bullet holes in him.
Did you hear any shots?
Not one.
Oh, come now. You're listening to the radio with your husband. 5 gunshots ring out, and you don't hear them. How do you explain that?
Phil Harris's band was broadcasting.
Make a note of that, O'Day.
Oh, cop, K. Oh, cop. Okay, Coop.
That's okay, Cap. There's nothing to it. Now, Mrs. Smith, I want the truth. You really hated your husband, didn't you? You hated him.
No, I loved him. I loved him, I tell you, loved him.
Then why aren't you crying?
The doctor told me to cut out salt.
You can't fool me, Mrs. Smith. You killed your husband, and I know why. You murdered your husband because... Oh, fine, we're stuck again. All right, Phil. embarrassing. Hold it, Phil. All right, boys, some more pages.
Here you are, Speedy.
Thanks. Let's see here. Oh, yes. Now listen, Mrs. Smith. You murdered your husband because there's another man in the case. Now tell me, who's your lover? Who is he?
Well, what's going on here?
Hello, darling.
Hello, dear.
Uh-huh, the other man. What's your name?
My card, sir.
Dr. Philo Q. Harrison. What's the Q for?
Quack, what else?
Now listen, Harrison, I don't think you're a doctor at all. Where did you study medicine?
Madison, Wisconsin.
January 12th, 1941, Jack Benny on Classic Radio Theater. The conclusion comes up next, along with the yours truly Johnny Dollar story, when Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox continues on your favorite station. Mike Lindell, the inveterate CEO of MyPillow, wants to give back to listeners. You can get great discounts on all MyPillow products if you go to MyPillow.com. Click on the radio listener special. Deep discounts on all MyPillow products, like the buy one, get one free special on Giza Dream Sheets. All MyPillow products come with a 60-day money-back guarantee, 10-year warranty. Call 1-800-951-8175 or go to MyPillow.com. Click on the radio listener special. Use my promo code USA. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite station. I will tell you that this show was redone. This particular Jack Benny show from January 12th, 1941 would be redone on January 16th, 1955, and with a few tweaks to it, and a different couple of people playing as writers, one of which was Mel Blanc. You'll hear that on Classic Radio Theater in a few, next week maybe. But right now, the conclusion of the Jack Benny Show, January 12th, 1941.
I thought so. Now come clean, you. You're this woman's sweetheart, aren't you?
Why, that's ridiculous.
Preposterous.
Incredible.
Fatiful.
Foodafin.
Rosafran.
Now cut that out. You two are responsible for the murder of J. Malcolm Smith. And you're under arrest.
You can't arrest us. You can't prove that we did it.
Oh, yes, I can. I know your motive. You killed Mr. Smith because... Oh, nuts.
Ladies and gentlemen, while we're waiting for the finish of this thrilling murder mystery, why don't you run down to your neighborhood grocer and ask him for a package of Jell-O? And if you would like a copy of Jell-O's wonderful new calendar of desserts recipe book, just send a dime, 10 cents, to Don Wilson, Battle Creek, Michigan, and be sure to do it today.
Hey, fellas, we're stuck again.
Here you are, Sugarfoot.
All right, let's finish this. I know your motive, Dr. Harrison. You killed Mr. Smith because you're in love with his wife. That's the truth now, isn't it?
No, I didn't do it. I didn't kill him.
Oh, yes, you did. You're guilty of murder, Harrison, murder. And you're gonna hang for it.
All right, I'll confess. I did it. I killed him. I killed him because I hated him. And I'm glad he's dead, you understand? Glad.
Gee.
Not bad, eh? I ought to get the Academy Award for this.
You'll hang for it. Come on, you two, slap the handcuffs on him, Sarge.
I didn't bring him with me.
Oh, well, never mind. It ain't believable anyhow. Play, Doctor.
If you haven't yet sent for your copy of that brand new recipe book, The Calendar of Desserts, do so real soon. It's a beautiful looking book that you'll find a pleasure to own, and let me show you how downright convenient it is to use. Suppose, for example, that you're trying to think of an idea for tomorrow night's dessert. With this new recipe book, you'd simply open it to the page that contains dessert suggestions for January. And there on January 13th, you'd read about a delightful Jell-O treat called Raspberry Charlotte. Combination of luscious raspberry jam and rich crimson raspberry Jell-O. That's all there is to it. You simply name the date, and this clever book suggests the dessert. There are 365 dessert ideas in this swell book, A different one for every day in the year, including all kinds of pastries, puddings, cakes, and cookies, and many, many desserts made with bright, shimmering Jell-O. So send for your copy now. Mail 10 cents, just 10 cents in coin or stamps to Don Wilson, care of General Foods, Battle Creek, Michigan. Do it tonight.
The last number of the 15th program in the current Jell-O series, and we will be with you again next Sunday night at the same time. Say, boys, this play turned out all right, but next week, will you please try and have the program ready before we go on the air?
Okay. Hello, Ma.
Well, what can I do? Good night, folks.
You imagine some of those lines done by Mel Blanc? Well, you'll get to hear them. January 12th, 1941. Jack Benny on Classic Radio Theater.
Our U.S. Constitution is amazing. It's full of what's called negative rights, designed to protect us from the corrupt powers of a dictatorship.
Like our right to worship our own God, not some official state religion.
Our right to prevent the government from seizing our property without paying fair market value for it.
Or our right to be tried by a jury of our peers, people like us, not by some star tribunal.
And that's why America has become the richest, most just society in the world.
Other countries force so-called positive rights onto their citizens. These enable one group to take from another group their free speech, money, and choice by using government force. Socialists love wielding this power over people.
Sometimes we take our freedoms for granted, but we can lose our Bill of Rights and our Constitution and become like Venezuela or North Korea, failed, brutal socialist regimes.
We need your help to spread the good news about our amazing U.S. Constitution. Help us take back America. Go to ouramericanrights.com.
Brought to you by the American Media Council.
Now on Classic Radio Theater Part 4, the 5-part Yours Truly Johnny Dollar story, The Todd Matter. This was originally broadcast January 12th, 1956.
From Hollywood, it's time now for Johnny Dollar.
Long-distance operator, Wilmington, Delaware is calling you.
Okay.
Go ahead, please.
Johnny?
I do.
Well, this is Don Freed. What's happening there? Your expenses are running away up and we haven't gotten a report from you.
I've been too busy.
What's that supposed to mean?
That's supposed to mean that the tip I got was good and it was bad. Yes, Gloria Tierney, 1231 East 57th Street, had a mink coat that was stolen from the Todd estate. No, she didn't tell me much about it because she got herself shot down on the street last night. Yes, I'm working with the police here trying to find out how she comes by the coat.
But what I want...
Listen, an hour ago I went out to see an ex-husband of hers. His name's Bill Powers, and he seems to be the bird we're looking for. You know what he did? He cried and blubbered all the way down to the morgue. And he's in there right now making a positive identification. I don't blame him for crying. So what's new with you, Mr. Expense Account?
Boy, you're a real man-eater today, aren't you?
I sure am. Bye. Tonight and every weekday night, Bob Bailey in the transcribed adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to 4 State Insurance Company, Wilmington, Delaware. The following is an accounting of expenditures during my investigation of the Todd Matter. Expense account item 8, 20 cents, aspirin. I bought them in a drugstore across the street from the morgue. I figure I needed them. On the way down in the police car, the ex-husband of Gloria Tierney gave us very little information about her activities up until the time of her death. After he made the identification, we all walked across the street. Expense account item 9, 30 cents, 3 cups of coffee. Sergeant Mapes, Bill Powers, and myself. Powers cried a while, then straightened out somewhat.
I hope you get whoever did this terrible thing, Sergeant. I hope you'll get him real fast.
You sure want to, Mr. Powers.
Why would anybody do that to Gloria? Why?
Maybe you can help us answer that.
We hope you can, Mr. Powers.
Oh, you. You're just interested in that coat she was wearing. Well, mister, I don't believe she was wearing a stolen coat. What do you think of that?
I think that's a pretty fair way to think right now. But it's not very practical since we already have proof that it is a stolen fur and that she was wearing it.
Yeah.
How about some more coffee? That's cold.
What? Oh, no.
Look, we're just trying for the facts of the matter, Mr. Powers. I saw Gloria Tierney. I know what kind of a person she was. But we have to start somewhere. You can understand that.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Now, you told us you saw her last week for a drink.
That's right.
Have you been seeing her right along?
Yeah, sure.
Even though you were divorced a year or so ago?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you know she's been going with someone else, too?
Yeah.
Bill?
Yeah. Bill Chambers.
That his name, Bill Chambers?
Well, yeah, I don't know him, but she talked about him a lot.
Here. Take a look at this picture. Is this him?
Yeah, that's him. I thought you knew.
You're sure this is him?
Oh, sure. The picture was in her apartment. I've seen it there. One day I asked her who he was, and Gloria told me about him.
Well, what did she tell you about him?
She just said she was going out with him. Oh, she told me that he asked her to marry him. She said he had a lot of money.
Anything else?
Oh, I don't know.
Did she happen to mention where he works?
No.
What kind of work he does?
No.
Do you know where we can get in touch with him?
No, I don't know that either. I can't help you. I only know she's been going out with him.
I don't get this. You and her were divorced, but you kept on seeing her. And she got this new boyfriend. And she told you things like that?
Yeah. Funny, isn't it?
Why'd you bust up?
Oh, this and that. Kid stuff. I suppose. It was spat over this and that. I don't know what exactly. Anyway, we were going to straighten it out. We were going to be married again.
Oh, what about this Bill Chambers?
No, she didn't want to marry him. She wanted to marry me again. She told me.
When?
Day before yesterday. She said she would marry me. Now she's dead.
You know what kind of a car Chambers drives?
A Cadillac.
How do you know that?
Oh, she told me about his car. Another thing, I went out and I bought one myself just like his. I thought it might do me some good with her. We were crazy, weren't we?
Where were you last night?
Home.
Can you prove it?
Oh, yeah. Home. All night. I was home while she was out getting herself killed.
The name William Chambers was checked through the New York police files. 24 persons more or less fit the general description of the suspect. It took 2 days for Sergeant Mapes and his men to track down all the leads. Neither Mrs. Stromberg or Bill Powers could identify any of them. An all-points bulletin was issued describing the suspect in his car. Same results, nothing. On the third day, the pawn shop detail turned up 2 items that had been taken in the Todd burglary.
There they are, Johnny.
Uh-huh. Watch and a ring. Todd lost a watch and a ring with a lot of other stuff.
Case numbers in the watch check out. The ring's engraved.
Uh-huh, yeah. Where were they picked up?
Shop on 3rd Street. The proprietor bought them yesterday. A man who signed the buy book used the name James Agenian.
Phony?
Yeah. Gave an address on Polk Street. That was phony, too. We got a good description from the proprietor. Fits Chambers right down the line.
Oh, then he was still in town yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah. But this stuff's been on the hot sheet for a long time. If he's had any experience at all, he knew he was taking a chance trying to unload it.
Probably trying to raise money to get out of town.
What I was thinking.
Well, if he keeps on trying to raise money and unload all these things, I'll have all the loot back.
If he keeps on trying, we'll keep on trying. Johnny, we're going to get this, baby. Sergeant Mapes. Where? Okay. He does need money.
Huh?
They found his car. Used car lot up in the Bronx. He sold it at 10 o'clock this morning.
At the used car lot, we learned that a man answering the description of William Chambers had driven in that morning and offered a black 55 Cadillac for sale. The used car lot manager had finally settled on a price and made out a check. He reported that Chambers seemed extremely nervous and anxious to make a quick deal. The car was impounded and examined. A full set of fingerprints on the steering wheel and dashboard gave us a positive identification on William Chambers.
Oh, what do you know? William Charles, William Carles, William Charles, Walter Cameron. 1, 2, 3, 7 aliases. Real name, William Charles. Male, Caucasian, age 33. 178, 6'1". And let's see, 14 arrests, 2 convictions. Both car thefts.
Quite a boy.
Well, we got a real tag on him now. Shouldn't be long before we pick him up. Doesn't look like a killer, does he, Johnny?
I don't know. What's a killer supposed to look like? The search for William Charles continued. Associates and relatives listed in his criminal file were contacted and questioned. All denied knowledge of his whereabouts. In the meantime, 2 more pieces of stolen property connected with the Todd burglary were recovered by the pawn shop detail. Expense account item 10, $3, 1 telegram to 4 State Insurance in Wilmington, explaining our progress in the case and listing the recovered items. Johnny Dollar.
Are you interested in finding Bill Charles?
Who's this?
My name's... Never mind. Do you want him or don't you?
Sure, I want him.
I'm at Shroud's Restaurant on 42nd off Broadway. Can you meet me?
Yeah.
15 minutes. I'm in a gray suit, pinstripe. I'll be sitting alone. I'll watch for you.
Expense account item 11, 75 cents cab fare from my hotel to Shraff's Restaurant. A small, pretty brunette woman in nice clothes was seated at a table all alone. She looked more like a housewife on a shopping tour than someone who might be connected with a bandit and a killer.
Sit down, Mr. Dollar.
Okay, sure.
There's a reward posted for William Charles, isn't there? For that Todd Matter?
That's right, $5,000.
Well, I get it if I turn him over to the police.
Not all of it. Half of it goes to an ex-convict who tipped me off in the first place.
Half?
Yes.
You don't seem very anxious to get him.
Oh, we're anxious. But that's the way it is. This other half of the $5,000 is spoken for.
I want to get something else straight. What happens to me?
What do you mean?
I've known he had a part in that Todd Matter for a long while. I haven't said anything. Does that make me a party to it or something?
I don't know.
Well, this is going to get me in trouble. If I have to spend the money for lawyers to keep out of jail, I don't want any part of it.
All right. My company will cover that part. Now, where's Charles?
Not so fast. I better have something in writing. Something that says your insurance company will pay me a reward and give me help if I get in trouble.
I'll talk to them.
I'm thinking of the future. I'm going to have one once this is over.
Are you?
Yes. Yes, I am. Now, how long will it take you to arrange this?
Oh, about an hour. I can do it by phone, I guess.
That'll be fine.
Who are you?
Melba Charles.
His wife?
Yes, that's right.
$2,500. Not much for a husband.
He's not much of a husband. He was once, but then he had to give away a mink coat and spend time away from me.
I see.
I doubt it. You people hardly ever see anything.
We try.
You make the arrangements. I'll meet you again in, say, 2 hours.
2 hours. I gave her a 50-second start before I left the table. When I got out on the street, I was just in time to see her climb into a cab. I was trying to hail one to follow her when a black coupe pulled up to the curbing.
Come on in, baby.
Hey, Mapes.
Get in, the light's changing. That is Melba Charles in that cab up there.
Yeah, that's who she said she was.
She wants to sell you her husband for the reward, doesn't she?
Yeah.
What's the delay?
She wants to be sure she'll be handled right, the money and all. Say, how did you get in on this?
Very dirty trick, baby. Everybody my men questioned about Charles mentioned your name, where you were staying, and what interest the insurance company had in this matter. Somebody was bound to look you up, especially Mrs. Charles. So we've kept an eye on you.
Now, where are we, Sergeant?
Her name was Melva Thaler before she married Charles. Her old man had a pot of money back in Minnesota. But she couldn't keep out of trouble and got herself disinherited. Money's always been her problem.
Isn't it everybody's problem?
Not the way it is with her. You should see her record. How much you offer her?
Half. The other's spoken for. $2,500.
Well, Charles is no good to her now. If he sticks his head out, he'll get caught. So she might as well cash in what she can on him. Nice people, huh?
Swell. Uh-oh, she's leaving the cab.
Get down to the corner and park. Can you see her?
She went into the apartment building.
Let's go. Which apartment, Johnny?
Here we go.
Right. Now where?
Beats me.
Just a minute. Johnny!
What? Before I went down, I heard it go off a couple more times. It must have been 6 inches from my head. My eyes couldn't see, and my feet couldn't move. But I could hear.
Johnny! Hold on! Hold on, baby!
There'll be another exciting episode in our story of the Todd Matter tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Well, there are times when $75,000 worth of stealing isn't worth a plug nickel. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, is transcribed in Hollywood. Written by John Dawson, it is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone. Be sure and join us tomorrow night, same time and station, for the next exciting episode of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Roy Rowan speaking.
January 12th, 1956, yours truly, Johnny Dollar on Classic Radio Theater. You can get all the yours truly, Johnny Dollar stories you'd ever want by going and visiting Ted over at RadioMemories.com. He provides the shows on the CD, cassette, or flash drive for your computer. RadioMemories.com. And visit my webpage, classicradio.stream, where you can stream our shows on demand, learn more about classic radio collecting, and contact me. classicradio.stream. Our programs are also available anywhere podcasts are served, including iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Streamer. Just search for Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Thank this station, support the advertisers, tell your friends the great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station.